Hello and welcome to Feral Hints and Tips. On this episode we'll be using the Mac version of DiRT 3 Complete Edition to show you how you can improve your driving style, leading to both quicker and more consistent times. DiRT 3 is a challenging game, no matter your skill level, but with these simple tips you can start to shave seconds off your previous records. My name's Edwin, and along with my co-driver Tom, we'll be giving you a beginner's guide to speed.
So as we approach the first corner, we're looking to move over to the right hand side of the track to gain a wide entry. The exit from this turn is important, as a relatively straight section follows and speed is maintained. As we pause here, you can see the car on the left has moved further to the right, allowing for a greater entry and exit speeds. The car on the right has turned in too early and compromised the exit. What
Tom's also saying is make sure you can use the track, but you can actually use more than the track. Sometimes it isn't safe to do so, but that's what replaying the track numerous times to find out which sections you can cut and which sections you can't. If you had the wider angle, you come out with a much higher top speed. It's around about 17 miles an hour faster. So again, you're holding that 17 miles an hour not just for that corner, but all the way down this next straight. We're heading into the next section. This is a right, left, right combination of corners, so it's very important to get the initial corner right, because that will affect the next two corners and your speed coming out onto the next main straightaway section. So as you can see on the left hand side, which is the preferred line, we're quite tight and we're going to be sticking our wheel off the dirt onto the grass. The right hand side at the moment looks like you're following the correct racing line, but as you see as you come into the corner, you're actually going a little bit too fast and you'll start sliding wide, and that'll then mess up the next right and left. Tom will now take you through the technicalities of exactly how you can keep the momentum going through these kind of corners.
So it's almost a double apex, so we want to head in early and hit the first apex on the right hand side to then slightly drift wide and hit the second apex, which allows us to straight line the left and right following, and as a result you can carry far more speed through.
So as you can see here, we're now leaving and going down this main straightaway, and we left at about 90 miles an hour, and we're managing to hold that speed all the way through this next set of corners. This is pretty much flat out, as you can hear from the engine noise. And we're coming into the next section of corners. This again is a right and a left. This corner will also, as Tom will show you in a second, is something to do with learning the track. So you won't be able to get lap times like this the first time you do it. One of the keys to being able to get really good lap times and driving well is to learn the course and learn where you can take advantages, where you can maybe cut a corner, where you should maybe brake to then get the best overall speed. So Tom will take you through this side by side now and show you the advantages of knowing what's coming up ahead.
So as we come up to this corner, this is one of the many little mistakes that I made on the left hand video. You can see there's a slight correction which will result in me having to get off the power. But you want to position yourself over onto the left hand side, and effectively you're compromising the right hand turn to be able to get the most out of the left hand turn.
So essentially, if you keep practicing, you'll be able to even get better than Tom's example there. He shows you a really good way of doing it, but there's always ways to be better. So as you can see, the advantage of not having to get off the throttle is you get a much higher exit speed, which you can then hold all the way down this straight. I've mentioned that once or twice because it really is one of the keys to getting a good lap time.
So we're approaching an interesting corner here. It's got a lot of positive camber, which allows you to head in early, and the positive camber will allow you to carry far more speed around than you'd be expecting to.
So to explain positive and negative camber, as you can see here, the road sort of leans in towards the inside of the corner, a little bit like on a NASCAR track. This allows you to hold a lot more speed when going around the corner. Sometimes you'll also hear us mention negative camber, which is the opposite, that the road slopes away to the outside of the corner, and it actually means that you can hold a lot less speed going through the corner. So as you can see on this side by side, the difference is very, very marginal, but it does make a difference on the exit speeds coming out of the final corner. If you have a look, both of them look very, very similar, but the right hand side video briefly had to come off the throttle and back on, and that made a difference of around about 10 miles an hour coming out the final corner. Don't think about just the entry speed or the exit speed from a specific corner, but look at groups of corners to try and get the best overall speed through the entire section. You don't need to be quickest through one corner to get the fastest lap time. It needs to be the quickest overall way of getting through a set of corners. It can often gain you tenths, if not entire seconds.
And that comes down to learning the track.
So this next section is a really good one. This is what I call the experimentation time. This video, when we were recording it, Tom thought he took what might have been a bad line and it ended up being a really good one. So Tom will now take you through on the side-by-side how experimentation can really help you gain lap time.
When I was originally recording a left-hand video, I thought I'd turned in too early, but as you can see, it allows me to take a far tighter line around the following right, and again, as Edwin has mentioned many times, it allows you to go on the power earlier and maintain your speed. This is probably one of the most important corners on the track, as one of the longest straight sections follows.
Easy right, easy left, don't cut. Easy right.
We're coming up to a corner now that looks like it should be tighter than it is. As you can see the comparison between the left-hand and right-hand video. The left-hand video takes it nearly flat, taking a wide entry, whereas the right-hand video actually sticks to the racing line, and as a result, having to take it far slower.
Yeah, so if you just have a look at the side-by-side when you're watching, the difference in speed deltas between the two is about 20 miles an hour, which is absolutely huge in a game like this.
Medium left, keep in. 60. Medium right, over crest.
So the road here is crowned, so it dips away at the sides, giving you a bit of a negative camber effect. So you need to be very careful not to get too close to the edges, because it can actually make you slide away, and you can lose a lot of lap time trying to scrabble to get back up onto the track.
Medium left.
So we're into the final section of corners for the track. As we move into a side-by-side view, the left-hand video you can see takes them nearly flat through careful positioning of the car.
Right, 100.
So if you notice on that last little bit, Tom got really close to that post there. That's the key to driving really fast, especially on dirt gravel stages. Get as close as you can to the edge objects, optimize your trajectories without actually hitting anything. Okay, so here are a few little pointers which you can take away from this to learn how to drive quickly, both on dirt and on tarmac. Optimizing your exit, especially onto long sections of full throttle. This can gain you time not just coming out the corner, but for the entire straight following it. So it's a very key thing. Secondly, try and shorten corners. Less time on the brakes, more time on the throttle, and always try and have smooth inputs. Third, learn the track layout. This video we showed you, we've spent lots of time driving through this track multiple times, so we know where all the shortcuts, where you can optimize corners. You won't be able to do it the first time. So it's key to persevere and try again. So finally, I want to mention Flashbacks. Flashbacks are in Dirt 3 and also many of our other racing games. Flashbacks allow you to quickly wind back 10 seconds and repeat a section without having to start the whole track again. These are really, really useful in trying to get a fast lap time without having to restart the track multiple times. So that's a 225.8. We'll be really interested to know if this video helps you beat your own lap times or even beats ours. So please let us know at Feral Games on Twitter or via our Facebook page. Until next time, that's us. Goodbye.